Hello. So I just thought I'd do a little mini shop update for you and just let you know where I'm at with things and what we're doing with the coffee shop. So it's still quiet in the coffee shop. I haven't had very many followers, very many viewers. It isn't just a shop. I do post updates and videos and such on there, so it'd be lovely if you could go and have a look. But basically this is where I'm at the moment. This is my latest piece of embroidery, needlepoint I believe it's called, when you sort of over stitching onto an existing pattern. So this has taken a long time to finish. I don't know if you can see it particularly well because the lighting in this room, as you know, is absolutely pants. It's brighter than it looks on camera, I'll be honest. But anyway, the plan is we're going to use this on the front of a big cover of a big journal. So I'm going to sort of, I'm not going to just fold, I'm going to cut off these bits and have that sort of as my front, but actually square. Kind of like that on the front, and it's going to be patchwork and very spring colours. So that's going to be the front of a journal. I'm going to save these other little bits. I'm not sure what for, but I'm sure we'll do something with them. So that's that. It's going to be very much in the style of this thing, which is still sat in my coffee shop. This is the biggest, one of the biggest journals I've made actually. This is my super duper chunky one. This one I filled with ephemera. The next one I'm not going to, just to see if it makes a difference, if it's something that people would be more interested in purchasing. So it's going to be very similar in terms of patchworky, but it's going to be bright spring colours. I think I'll still do a little closure because I did really like this closure. And it's going to be just, you know, another curved spine, just as many signatures, but without the ephemera. I think I'm just going to do plain pages, still bright colourful pages, but plain with it. And yeah, see what happens. So this is still available in the coffee shop if you are so interested at all, as is the springtime one that I made, which is upside down. So this little beaut's in there as well, sat happily waiting for somebody to come and purchase. This was sort of made with one of my digital kits, and we used some of the pieces from the kits to make some ephemera. We did some pockets, some frills and bits and pieces. So this, and then we just put a loose closure on. This is still there also, for anyone who may be interested. I am going to, I've got this to one side because I'm going to make a little needle book with this. This was a spare piece when we were trimming down the last big journal, so this is going to be a needle book. So follow along and see how I make that. Then I've pulled out some of my oldie book stuff. I'm sure I've mentioned before, but I'm trying to pare down on the amount of stuff I've got, so I'm trying to use it up, put lots of original, the antique and vintage ephemera inside my journals and inside my kits. So I've got these two books that I'm going to, don't cry, I'm going to demolish. This one is a very, very, very old French book from 1848. I know, don't come at me. I am going to take this apart and I'm going to make a lovely journal with it. Yeah, soz. But I'm going to make a really full of old vintage stuff. I did make one last year which was slightly bigger. And I put some of the eco dyed fabric on the cover, which I do still have some of that, so I might have a play about with that yet, but that's coming up next week. This book I've had sat here for ages. I bought it, I can't remember where I bought it from. I know it was an Etsy seller, but I bought it a long time, and it's actually no photo album. It's very much seen better days. The first time I opened it, it sort of fell to pieces, but I do really like it, and I like the cover. So what I'm thinking, this is going to be a very, very grungy mixed media book. I'm going to take these out and use these elsewhere, because obviously we're not going to get rid of those. I'm going to put a new spine in. I might do something with the cover, or I might not. I don't know. There is a bit of sort of fraying to the back, but I kind of like it. So I haven't decided that yet. But what I've been doing is saving up some Amazon packaging, and I'm going to use this to make some mixed media papers as well as some vintage papers, and I'm going to use those as my signatures, and I'm going to do maybe 5 signatures in this. and make sort of a little mixed media type of book. So that's coming up as well. Lots of embroidery, lots of digital stuff going on as well. I did some, I got some new antique wallpapers that I'm going to make some digital kits out of. And then this one will be heading to both my Etsy and, if I can pick it up, Ko-fi shops next week, which is, I mean, this is a very, very rough copy, but it's the sort of tall ledger set sort of way digital. This is a very rough version. I've done it sort of quite retro-y. That's the middle. Lots of retro pieces on there. That's that page. Yeah, so these are the papers that I've put together. I'm still just sort of tinkering with. But the idea is, and these are all sort of French newspapers that I've used as the back. So the idea is that they can fold that way. I mean, you could actually fold them that way as well, but you might have some odd looking bird. So that's kind of the way that I had planned for this one to be folded. But once I finish tinkering with this, that's going in the shop as well. And then we're going to make it together next week. But that's kind of the idea for them. This is from the piano roll. I just really liked it, and I thought it made a really nice sort of, almost like the wrap over on the big journal, sort of a big one of them for the front. And that's an old French postcard I've got on the front. So yeah, so that's that. So yeah, there we are. Please do take a look at my Ko-fi shop and bits and pieces. I've mentioned before, although I do still have my Etsy shop and I'm still putting things in my Etsy shop, that's going to be very much more the digital stuff. The physical stuff I am placing in Ko-fi at the moment, purely because I'm trying to get away from all the fees and such. So if you do feel so inclined to pop over, give me a like, give me a follow. I do post any news there first. Pictures and such that I share elsewhere do go on my Ko-fi blog first before anywhere else. And if you have any requests of things you would like to see, you know, if you're hoping for some ephemera packs, let me know, because I was thinking about the idea of putting some ephemera packs together. But yeah, right, thanks for listening to me waffle on. Bye-bye. Sorry, before I go, one thing I meant to mention, I don't think I posted the video for these. This is a bundle that I've got listed on Ko-fi. Again, I'm just trying to clear out stuff because literally you cannot move in here. This is a fabric covered journal. I mean, a very, very rough one that I made years ago with avocado paper. The last of my avocado paper. And then this is a journal that I made, if you may or may not have seen it, on a YouTube video, basically out of household stuff. Just to prove that that it was possible. I've never done anything with it. Very rough and ready. It was to show that you could make it with just glue and household things. So this was, I can't remember if this was sort of curtains or tableware or whatever. Wallpaper, basic envelopes, index from a magazine cover, packaging paper, plain note paper, and that's about it. And I did it with 3 signatures, hand stitched round. So I've just bundled them together for like a tenner, just because I want to get them out of the way. So if anybody does want these, just to get you started, even just to deconstruct and have the avocado paper, have at it. That's in my Ko-fi shop, so please feel free to take a look. Otherwise they're going to end up in the bin. I just need to make some space, damn it. So yes, please check that out if you have a spare moment.